The second point I want to make is that you're all kind of crazy, okay? I want you to think for a minute about your crazy aunt or your crazy uncle, right? The one that shows up at Thanksgiving with the weird hat, or the one that always tells the weird off-color jokes, or whatever that is, right? I want you to think about that person and visualize them. Now, I want you to realize that if we did this exercise with a broad enough sample of you, me, and everyone, that you would be somebody's weird aunt, okay? Right. Let that sink in. You are somebody's weird aunt or uncle, or you are someone's weird coworker, or you're someone's head scratcher of why did they do that, right? We're all a little bit crazy. Officially, half of us are crazy, even though I'll go ahead and say that we're all a little bit crazy. The National Institute of Mental Health says that the lifetime prevalence of diagnosable mental illness is 46.4%. But this is just the stuff that gets labeled, diagnosed, and a prescription written for. This is not sort of the everyday crazy that you and I are. Okay? But it turns out that being crazy like you and I are isn't all bad, because crazy has a lot of upside. Okay? Here are some of the upsides to crazy. Crazy people make better leaders in times of crisis, because when your whole life is about inner turmoil and struggling to get through the day, it's no big deal when it hits the fan, right? Right? Crazy leaders are more empathetic. Depressed people are more empathetic. They've walked through that dark place and they've made it out the other side, and they have a lot of reverence and empathy for people who are going through something similar. And finally, manic people, folks with mania, are more creative, and they don't sleep, so they have more time to put out that creative content, right? If you're crazy, and you are, you're in great company, because a lot of the people that we know and revere as fantastic leaders were crazy too. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. tried to commit suicide as a youth, and so did Mohandas Gandhi. Abraham Lincoln's struggles with depression are well documented, and I believe that it is his soul and his having been through so much that made him such a fantastic leader when our country was being ripped apart. My advice to you: fly the crazy flag. Own it. Embrace it. Stop trying to pass for normal, and understand the little quirks and the little idiosyncrasies that make you you, and understand how they could be a liability in your life, but also how they could be deeply and profoundly beneficial as you go about your life.